Yes, sir.
Hello, welcome to Lee Street Beat. How y'all doing? We
We're
are
doing
back.
good. Doing
I'm
good.
here
How
with
about
T the
you?
Man and
I'm
Sherry. How y'all doing today? T, how you holding out, man?
I'm holding up pretty good, even though I'm surrounded by crazies.
You are in
Yeah,
Florida, my
like your
friend.
governor. Yeah.
Right.
Hey, we all have governors that are crazy.
Oh, I got one too.
Hello, we
I got
all
one
live
real
in the
crazy.
South.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
all live in the South.
Yeah.
Um,
So it's kind of mandatory now that they say when we go out we got to wear a mask. I just like the fact that this mask actually, coordinates with this shirt today, but that's not always going to be the case.
well,
You
I,
got
I'm
to
I'm saving my
coordinate.
mask for when I do go out. Um, so we only got a few of them. So I hate to say it that I try not to go out and use it if I can. But when I do go, and I usually let my wife use the mask because she's the one to go in the stores. I don't
Right.
until we get to the house, and then we disinfect. So that's the
Right.
way we've been doing it, try to stay safe.
Well,
What about
we
you
are
guys?
really at an inflection point with this virus right now. You all seeing body bags come out of New York hospitals. You're seeing tents set up for COVID people that are suffering. You're looking at boats pulling up and hospitals really being overwhelmed. Donald Trump saying the word generators instead of ventilators, lying about the surplus. You got Jared Kushner out here making crazy statements saying that the surplus that's out there that's darn near gone, that's for the federal government, it was just for the federal government, not for the states. I mean, there has just been one decision after another and has just been awful, awful. I mean, we have so many things to talk about in terms of the incompetence of Georgia, the incompetence of Florida's mayor, the just now signing a day or two ago for stay everybody to stay in and doesn't go in effect until it just went into effect today, but they signed it 2 days ago. I mean, I'm gonna tell you something. People are dying, and it is really, really scary out here.
Well, just
Exactly.
let me say this about the stay in effect in Florida. It's about time that he signed it. I understand that to wait a couple of days because sometimes people need to make adjustments, and there's sometimes you just need to do certain things that gives you a little bit and for the word to get out. Because once you say, "Hey, we do it the next day," nobody really knows because they ain't here. But you give a little time for the word to get out. But the fact of the matter is there. But now we have these preachers who's not getting their collection plates filled.
People can't
So
give online, really.
like here in Florida, they got a minister in the area I live. He's very upset because he says his church has a capacity of holding 300 people, and if he got to reduce it to 30%, that's 100. And he feels that he only has 85 members, and he can't understand why he don't have full church services. I mean, they don't do math well here, and they don't do science. But this coronavirus is going to make them believers. I'm telling you, it's going to make them believers.
I agree. Here in Alabama, when I'm out doing, the essential things, because our mayor has signed a kind of stay at home order, but our governor, she still refuses to do that, right? So when I'm out, I'm passing by, these makeshift COVID testing sites and parking lots with cones and tables. And again, it's just amazing to see no one really out. 5 o'clock traffic, you might see 10 cars, right? There are certain people who are heeding the warnings. And then there are others
Regardless.
who are gathering and having parties like it's summer, right? They had to close down a couple of parks because people, again, it was just overwhelmed. Like there's nothing going on there on their cars, with the music, with the drinks, just having a good time. And also there are people who were playing softball and basketball, right? They had to call the police for those because if you disobey the order and the police pull you over and you get jiggy or whatever the case may be, they have the ability to put you in jail for 30 days or pay a $500 fine. Right.
Pay the fine. Pay the fine. That jail sentence is a death sentence because you know they
Pretty
got
much.
criminal up in there.
Yeah, I'm just worried about getting to jail because, you know, a lot of times you just get killed before you even get to that process. I mean, let's keep it real,
Right.
you know.
Right.
Yeah, so you just don't want to be out, you know, you don't want to disobey the law.
But again, people don't care here. There have been so many high-speed chases because the roads are clear. People think, oh, okay, I could just gun it.
Well, I know here the sheriff actually had to come out and say, you know, places where you can't be with the stay in place order. And he literally had to explain and say that you can't go to the nail salon, you can't go to the barber shop, you can't go to the strip club, nor can you go to the massage parlor. You would think that common sense would tell you these are places where you can't be if you're supposed to keep a 6-foot distance. Now, these strippers, I don't know what they're gonna do. Now, I don't know what I do with these people who does massages. Barbers having the same problem. I guess they can come by and cut your hair, you know, on the slide, but it's you know what, the overall thing
if
is
y'all
really
can,
nice.
please call me because I need to address my I need to
Oh, you look fine. You listen, you're gonna go all natural, you know, but listen, by the time this is all over with, we
just
all
had
gonna be looking different. We're gonna
week,
have some before and after pictures. That's what we're gonna have, before and after pictures.
There's somebody on
I'm gonna squeeze the
Facebook.
frame on you today, Sandra.
There's somebody on Facebook said in 2 weeks we'll see everybody's real hair color.
Okay. Oh
hey,
yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'll show you mine. There it is, you know.
You see mine.
Yeah, you know, I was saying that, you know, I get that I can't get my nails done. I get that I can't get my hair done. But, you know, I mean, and I said I really shouldn't deem it a problem. I said, but for real, I am kind of upset that I can't get my clothes cleaned, you know?
Yeah, I saw that yesterday.
I said, you know, yeah, they kind of dog walked me a little bit. But I said it myself. Hey, look, I know it's wrong. I said,
right.
I can't get my clothes clean. But I get, you know, handling clothes. The virus stays on clothes. You know, we all have to sacrifice. And in all instances, I mean, if you
put it in the washer, bring out that iron board and iron. You know how to do it. Hey, I know you like a little extra starch in your shirts. Put a little extra starch in them.
You know what, though? I'm good and I'm blessed because I don't have any place to go. But quite frank, if I did have to go, I probably could hold out on the virus because I got that damn clothes. Yeah.
It's sweatsuit season, boys and girls. It's sweatsuit season
every day, you know. But be that as it may, y'all, you know, there's a lot of people online doing concerts. They're doing exercises. Right. You all kind of watching those videos. See, I'm still out in these streets. You know, I'm still working. You know, so I'm out. So I don't have time to, you know, I haven't binge watched on Netflix, which I know we want to talk a little bit about in a minute. But have you guys been checking out a lot of these videos? I've been just enjoying watching like Seth Meyer doing shows from his house. You know, it's just so weird to watch all of these routines and then there's no
audience response, right?
Yeah, right. You know, and watching Jimmy Kimmel, you know, run around with his kids. It really, you know what? I think it's going to change how we watch TV.
And the odd thing about it is, I think they have less viewers. Well, I mean, they do have less viewers on their you know, this video stuff on YouTube, you know, than they actually had viewers when they did the ratings.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm just saying, so like, you know, they say, oh, you know, they had a ratings and they had like, they estimated at 1.2 million people that say looked at Jimmy Kimmel. And then you look up there and he says, oh yeah, he only had like 97,000 views.
Right.
You know, so I mean, he got a contract. He gonna get paid, and he's producing there. I mean, he's fulfilling the terms of his contract.
Right.
But I do subscribe to like Seth Meyer stuff, but I mean, what they're doing on TV, I think is kind of amazing. It's really kind of changed the landscape, you know. And I think that we all really like watch TV a little bit different. I think we all really consuming media a little bit differently. It looks like we're gonna be hunkered down, you know, all the way until like maybe June or July. I mean. You know, I think we can all start listing all the things that we can't do. But, you know, I think at the end of all of this, I think we ought to be able to say what we did accomplish and what we did do, you know, while we were kind of stuck inside, you know.
Right.
I mean, yeah, but I'm just so busy. You know, I haven't been really like freaked out about it. I got a lot of things on my plate.
Well, I haven't been freaked out about it, but one thing we did try yesterday was instant cart. Have the groceries delivered to the house.
Right.
You know what?
They were just on strike
really,
the other day.
Huh?
They were just on strike the other day.
Well,
right.
Listen. That's gig work. You know, when they don't work, they don't get paid. And I'm quite sure the people who went out on strike is after they did their deliveries and then did it on their so-called lunch break. But it's a good idea. I think if it wasn't for the pandemic, it'd probably be a lot better. We tried it for the first time, and they will always send you these updates like, oh, we don't have Coke Zero. Would you like to substitute Diet Coke? No, I want Coke Zero. That's why I put it down there. Or we want Smithfield bacon. Would you want Hormel bacon? You know, you say, yeah, okay. You know, the funniest thing was, they didn't have no brown eggs. So they going to just give you some eggs, some white eggs. I mean,
I need some caged eggs. You know, I told you I've used Instacart before. I didn't realize until they kind of like went on strike the other day that they actually physically go get the food. I guess
they go in and do it.
I guess because I've done the Walmart thing where, you know, they bring the food out to the back, that I kind of thought that they did that too. But you know what they were really upset is because the company isn't providing any kind of gloves for them, any kind of mask for them as they go in and out of the grocery stores and do the shopping. I think Instacart is great. But y'all make sure, you know, when we're doing this, you know, that we kind of tip everybody, you know. I mean, it's some hard times out here, but, you know, it's those individuals out there like that are kind of keeping people.
The young lady that came to my house, she didn't have no mask. She didn't have no gloves. You know, I kind of walked out there. Then I realized that I didn't have, because I'm in the house all the time, you know, and I walked out there. Then I realized that I said, oh, I'll be right back. You know? Right. I at least got my mask, you know, like. So, and now, you know, because there's a lot of allergies, when your nose, I mean, for us, when your nose get the running and you cough a little bit, you say, oh, you know, hope I didn't get that, you know? Right.
Man, I was in Walmart the other day and I had my mask on, and it's like, it was so quick, I couldn't even react fast enough. I sneezed twice. I swear to God, you could hear a pin drop.
Get that from you, girl.
Right, exactly.
I had my mask on, but you could hear a pin drop. But I was like, you know, I don't even know if they could, you know, figure out who did it, but because I had my mask on. But you know, we're all at a real heightened, you know, time right now. But, you know, we also have to just kind of be kind to each other, because like you said, for us here in Georgia, same thing for you definitely down in Alabama. I mean, the pollen is horrible. So, you know, around this time of year, I'm going to be having a mask on anyway.
Right. You know, for those people who have those seasonal allergies, this is the worst of two situations, you know. Right. You're already sick, but then you're wondering, am I sick because of my seasonal allergies, or am I sick because of this other thing, right?
Absolutely. That's absolutely right. You know, change the subject a little bit. I don't know, since we all been shut in, I don't know if you guys have Netflix and been watching the two of the hottest stories, I think, on Netflix is Madam C.J. Walker. I mean, we all African Americans, so we all knew about her hair care. Didn't know about the details of it. I think Octavia Spencer played a great role in doing it.
Yeah, she's from Montgomery.
Her and LeBron James, you know, hats off to LeBron. You know, I'm quite sure there's somebody gonna say there's a lot of inaccuracies, but you know, the overall picture is what.
Well, let's talk about the inaccuracies. Now, I will admit, you know, I have Netflix. I haven't watched it. Like I say, I'm still out in these streets, you know. So, but there is controversy about this Netflix special. Which first thing I just want to say, you know, full stop. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna support it. I love Black content. And but there is controversy about it because the lady who actually invented the product that, you know, Madam C.J. Walker ends up, you know, getting out and distributing between her and her husband, they said that there was colorism involved. And the reason why, you know, Madam C.J. Walker did it is because, you know, the other lady was dark. And the lady whose niece, or I'm sorry, I think it's great-great-granddaughter is out there. She said that wasn't true. And she's been out there on talk radio talking about that portion of the show, which is inaccurate. But, you know, it really just, it always flies in the face of Black people for, you know, white people to take our story and inject something that's not there. Why inject colorism in between these two, historical figures? But be that as it may, there is, that controversy out there. But I do plan on watching it.
You know what? I don't. You know what? I know they said it is and not. But we know. And listen, it's always been that way. Light skin darks versus black skin darks. If you were light skinned and then you had long hair, you always had that Indian in you. But now DNA tells you
but you
that
got family members saying that wasn't true. So I'm always, I mean, I'll come out and tell you that didn't happen with Charles and Bernice Tucker. Then
I know it didn't.
I don't need nobody to, as my mama say, back talk me about that. Okay. Okay. I said what I meant, and I meant what I said, and we just keep it moving like a drive-by.
But one thing I found out, and I didn't know, that the reason how Spelman College got his name is because Rockefeller's wife, whatever her name was, the last name was Spelman, and she donated money to that college. I guess it was a teacher's college at the time. Mm-hmm. And they changed the name to Spelman College.
Right.
And so, and then I was surprised to learn that because I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. And then—
were you surprised to hear about her man cheating on her?
No, I wasn't. When I knew when Blair Underwood got that role, I know he's gonna cheat her.
You know what it was gonna be.
He's gonna cheat and beat, because that's what Blair does in his roles.
Exactly.
I love Blair Underwood.
But if you see him come up in a movie,
he play, he'll beat a woman.
If you see him come up on the credits, he was cheating, he was beating, and he's probably doing a lot of drugs to justify his cheating and beating. Yeah. Right.
I'm gonna just say Mississippi Burning. Okay.
Yeah. That was it, the Dead Burning or whatever that movie Farrah Fawcett was in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So. But Blair, again, he's typecast, and he seems to love that cast.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, it's bringing him money.
Hey,
listen,
keep getting us checks.
I met Blair Underwood years ago. He was getting ready to do a hit for the Today Show, and I'm not tall, but he showed it to me.
Right. Right.
But the woman, they swooned to him though. He got that look.
Oh yeah. So listen, let's give a quick update for a couple of characters that we need to kind of update. We just want to talk a little bit about Andrew Gillum. Since we did our last show, some pictures came out about the activities that were going on in that hotel room. Of course, there were pictures of all of the pills and the drugs and the needles and the sex enhancement drugs, but the picture of Andrew himself laid out buck naked, throwing up, unconscious, has just gone around. And I think the last time we did our show, I felt like there was a little bit of hope, but now they're saying that his wife has separated from him. And to be quite frank, I'm just saying in terms of his, just being a person and being the best that he could be, he could probably come back. But his political career for right now, I just think he needs to work on himself. I think
he needs to work on himself. And speaking of Andrew Gillum, I actually have relatives who actually know Andrew Gillum. And I think they know the wife more than they know him. But with that being said, he talked about it. He said his career is done. And I asked him, because they all are FAMU alumni, and he says, well, he wasn't there when my cousin was there, but he said that he told me he believes Andrew is a Kappa. This is how he put it. He says, well, he wasn't no Q, because the real Q stands up. But he's a Kappa. That them candy canes, sometimes they'll lean down. So I said, ugh. But the whole thing with Andrew is, this is what you can't explain. You butt naked in a room with two other people, whether they be male or female, and you are a married person. That's you can't explain it. And you going to rehab because you got an alcohol problem? No, you got more than just an alcohol problem. You got a problem is that you don't want to face your mate, because you're going to have to deal with that.
Right. And
he's going to eventually have to come back and explain that, not maybe so much to his wife, but to his kids.
Right.
Because they're getting drugged over the coals. They've been hurt. They've been betrayed. And it is, I don't care if if he was married to another man and he did that and he got kids.
Yeah, it's just about being buck naked.
Yeah,
You
butt
know,
naked. And you know what? They took a
other
picture of
people
you
in the
butt
room
naked.
butt naked.
You the famous person, you know, and anybody that has a little bit of notoriety and fame, they're always gunning for you.
Mm-hmm.
Always gunning for you.
Yeah, it seems though that, to be quite frank, he's gunning for himself. I just think he
Oh
kind of
yeah,
shot.
you know, and people going out there talking about this was a honey trap. He got set up. You set yourself up. You call the man, and you know what? I mean, you call people like this. You know what? And they get a chance to exploit you. They will. That's what.
Right. And
That's
again,
like
how can somebody, again, I can see a trap, right? Yeah, they set you up to come to this hotel room, right? But how did the trap make you take off all your clothes?
I don't know that. I mean, the
Right?
only time I'm taking off all my clothes is either I'm showering or I'm having sex.
Right.
You know,
You know,
otherwise
again,
they
I
are.
can see you being, like a setup. Yeah, they set me up. But no one made you take your clothes off. But you.
And listen, down to his socks. He didn't even have no socks on.
He didn't want no socks. No socks.
Yeah,
And
but you
again,
know, but
I
the
mean
thing,
socks in a double term, right? He didn't want any socks.
Yeah.
but you know, but to bring it back into perspective, it's really the saddest at this time when you have such an inept governor as DeSantis just declaring that the state of Florida should be on lockdown now. He could have been out here speaking for the people. He could have been out here,
This was a
talking
great
about
political
this. He's somewhere in
opportunity.
rehab. We think Florida really needed him to be a voice now because you have such a horrible, horrible leader. But you know
Right.
what? It is what it is. He made his decisions, and you know what? We just hope that he and his family get better.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. That's all you can do is hope for the best
Exactly.
for him and his family. So, one more show. I don't know if you guys have been watching it. What's it, Tiger King?
I
You know
have
what they've been
not.
talking about it. Yeah, it sounds crazy. I definitely gonna. I'm gonna try to watch that this weekend.
Yeah, I've looked at a little bit of it. It's a little bit way too wild for me. It's like trailer trash that was dropped with money, and just
But isn't
insanity
it based
going.
on a true story?
Yes,
Yeah, I mean,
it's fiction. This is like a documentary.
I don't want to be a spoiler, but something to the effect of somebody possibly killing their husband by having a tiger eating.
Well, this woman apparently,
Allegedly.
I don't know if this is the third husband. They said it was the second husband. I don't know. It's anyway, he's either the first husband or the second husband, and she had three. He was a millionaire. He went missing. They ain't found him. I wouldn't put it past them. Somebody did something to him. She says she doesn't know. So whatever she's been doing, she's covered her tracks if she's done this.
Right. She's
No, we don't know.
allegedly has done this.
Yeah, well, I hope I get to see that this weekend, man. Yeah, there's a lot of, and you know what? There's a lot of early releases now because of people being shut in. I just got an email from DirecTV. Down there, all of the stations are free, coming up like for the next, I don't know, couple of weeks. I only had but now Showtime Stars, all of these stations are, premium stations are free now. And you know what? It's going to help somebody like me because everything has been canceled sports-wise. But of course, Wimbledon's been canceled. The U.S. Open hasn't been canceled, but the area in which they hold the U.S. Open there in Flushing Meadows has been converted to a COVID location.
Field hospital.
I don't know if they got the memo, but they need to go ahead and just cancel it.
Yeah. Well, I think they got the memo. They just trying to get the money, then tell the folks they're not going to return it. That's all.
Exactly.
You can use it again next year.
Yeah.
Or delayed whenever they're going to delay it. It's my friend Herb, he's a big sports fanatic, so he's like lost.
Yes.
He asked me about the Bears quarterback, Mitch Trubisky. Did he get traded? I said, Herb, I can't tell you nothing about that, but I can tell you about COVID-19. That's the only thing I know to talk about right now.
Yeah.
So apparently he did. Herb, if you're listening, he got traded. He's gone.
And it's surreal, right, to not have, because this is the height like spring sports, right? We have the football, the little spring football games. You have baseball going on. You have the NBA going on. All of that, right? And baseball beginning. You have nothing it's like being out in the desert and there is no oasis of sports to watch. There's nothing competitive,
They
right?
showing
And
a lot
it's
of reruns.
again not even the good reruns. Show me all the Kentucky highlights, Kentucky basketball games. Man, I'll be happy. I'll pop popcorn and do some hot dogs and French fries like I'm
Hey,
there.
hey, I raised you to Duke highlights. How about that? We watched Duke.
We're gonna cancel that now. We again, you're speaking French because there is no we in that. I'm not watching Duke anything unless Kentucky's beating Duke. That's how that rolls.
Well, all I can say is look at the championship banners. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, and come
Hey,
to
one word, Zion Williamson.
hey,
that,
come to Kentucky and visit history.
Tell me who's from Kentucky.
Who is a guy? Let's see, that KT guy that's in man, where is he? He's in Canada, I think. He was with the Toronto Raptors because his mom was in ICU due to complications of COVID-19.
Mm-hmm.
And again, Kentucky has a lot of players, who are out there.
Yeah.
But again, Carl Anthony Towns.
Oh yeah.
That's his name. His mom is the last time I heard she was in the hospital with complications.
Oh, and speaking of that, of Corona, a couple things. The Griffin twins that went to UCF down here, the place for the Seahawks. Mm-hmm. Both their parents died from Corona. Mm-hmm. And at my old station in Chicago, the advertising promotion guy, Alfonso, him and his wife died, and they got young kids from Corona. So this is real. This is real. Mm-hmm. And then the little irony, and I know, Sandra, you saw my daughter's webpage, Facebook page. Did you go to it about my wife, how the rumor was out?
I didn't go to the Facebook page.
You had to go to the rumor. Anyway, there was a rumor saying that my wife had died due to Corona or some related illness, disease. Mm-hmm. It's false. She's alive, well, kicking, hollering, screaming, lungs is good. Yeah, she's all, but it started off talking about somebody else and people misconstrued stuff, and then all of a sudden her name was just dragged into it. It wasn't about her; it was about her sister, and because she has an older sister and a younger sister, people don't know. They assumed that it was her, and it just ran, ran rampant. Just like
for people at home, they got plenty of time to start rumors, and they also have plenty of time to dispel rumors. So hopefully, those type of rumors get dispelled.
Right.
Talking a lot of crap over.
But I'm glad to see the two of you are doing well.
Yes.
I had some people that actually looked in because they're bored now. They got time to look in on us. And they asked me some questions, and I'm going to answer to them right now. And these people know who they are. Number one, they asked me, am I in a relationship with either one of you?
We all, Sandra and I are sharing you, Tyndale.
Huh?
We're sharing you.
You know what? A throuple? Okay.
It's a virtual.
The devil is a lie. Okay.
We're in a friendship relationship. I've been knowing Sandra since she's 8 years old.
Me and Tyndale, we go back like babies with pacifiers.
Right.
And again, you and I have never physically met.
Yeah. Me and
how is
never
that
physically
possible?
Met. So that's the answer to that. And I felt kind of like empowered. I said, "Wow, they got me up in stud status now."
Yeah, you're a pimp. You're a positive image making progress kind of pimp. Go ahead, Tyndale.
What's the next question?
Yeah, so
that's crazy.
Any more questions?
But anyway, I'm really hoping that the two of you, please protect yourself, stay safe. This virus, you can't see it coming, and it may not be a sneeze. It might have been somebody coughed and you just walked into it and breathed it in. You don't know who got it and who doesn't got it. It's not like we got like a black light and you can shine and see who has it. You're taking a chance that person outside don't have it. And I'm quite sure there are people who have it and they're scared. They don't want to get tested because, to be honest with you, if you go on to that, if you don't get a respirator, chances you're not going to make it.
You mean a
Exactly.
generator?
Right. Well, I know you won't make it with a generator.
Exactly.
I'm saying respirator. You
I'm gonna
need a
send you some
respirator.
broke generators.
Well, in Florida, we're gonna need that generator because as soon as this dies down, we're gonna be up at hurricane. And God
Yes.
forbid if a hurricane comes during the middle of this pandemic. I
Exactly.
don't know what I'm gonna do. I literally gonna
We're gonna
have
stay
to.
prayed up. We're gonna stay prayed up, because hurricane season is coming. So, it's not gonna stop. And we're gonna be all right. But guys, listen, I gotta go, man, because I got things to do, people to see, places to
Hey,
be.
you gotta
All
stay
right.
in order. I don't know what you hitting the streets for. There's
Man,
nothing out there. They say there's nothing out in the streets.
sorry. I got 2 checks this week. I have to keep it moving, bro.
Oh, is that what it is? Look at you.
You know what I'm saying? I still
Oh,
got
speaking of checks, I just want to say I've heard, and I don't know if it's true, that I'm gonna get my stimulus check when I get my Social Security check. If that is true,
I hear that, and I assume that
and
my
if y'all
mom.
haven't filed your taxes, but file if you want your 1,200.
Yeah, well,
Exactly.
even if you filed last year, because I've already filed this year, but even if you filed this year or last year, you can get it, and hopefully you filed as e-filing so that they'll take it and put it straight.
Well, they don't have. Well, they're trying to reopen e-file for the previous years, but currently it's not open.
Oh.
You have
Okay,
to send
and
in a
I just want
paper
to say
form.
this too: the Donald Trump administration had an opportunity to open up the Affordable Care Act and let people enroll in healthcare, and they chose not to do it. I'm gonna tell you something. This is the most hateful administration that I've ever seen, and the only reason why they just chose not to do it is because the name is Affordable Care Act, and it was enacted and presented to the American public by Barack Obama, who he just hates, and so he's just willing to let people not get health
I
care.
want to know how's it that Trump shook hands with all these people and they all got corona and he ain't gotten it.
Because he's super Trump.
I think he's just the devil. I just,
I wouldn't even give him that credit.
Hey, covered with the cloak of Lucifer.
No, he's covered with the cloak of ignorance.
Yeah.
He's just ignorant, and all the people
Boris
who support
Johnson
him
got it.
are ignorant too, right?
Oh. Where's Stephen Miller? Does he got it? I hope he has it.
He got married. That's what he got.
He got mad cow.
No, he got married. Did you see Stephen Miller?
To the Russian.
Yeah.
To the Russian chick, right?
I don't know what she is.
Yes, she is.
Oh, she is, huh?
Yeah, she is.
She's not American.
Oh, well, now we know. Well, we know how that went.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys.
All right.
I gotta run. T, let's take me out of here, bro.
All right, everybody out. Okay. Hey, for all those that are listening, we appreciate your support. Please stay safe. Stay in. I hate to say it, don't listen to the president, but listen to the real authorities, like the people from the CDC. The other experts out there, like Dr. Fauci, and
just listen to doctors.
When Donald speaks, we don't know if it's truth or not, so we can't listen to him.
Yeah, we can almost say for sure he doesn't know what he's talking about.
To those sources of truth, and you won't find it on Fox News.
You will not.
Sean Hannity and Tucker Carlson, they're outliers. So listen to the other network programming. CBS, NBC, ABC, NPR. Listen to them and stay safe. This is real. You will die.
Absolutely.
So until then, this
Wash
is Man speaking for Sandra Tucker and S. Hacker. Till next time, I will see you. And one more thing before I go, I want to give a big shout out to S. Hacker, who got a birthday coming up.
Yay!
It's your birthday. Shake your booty. It's your birthday. Hey!
So I want to give a big shout out to you because we don't know, how this virus is going to go, and like literally here today, gone tomorrow. So happy birthday.
Thank you.
I hope and pray that you have many more to come, and that they be healthy, wealthy, and wise.
And the only birthday gift I want from you all is to stay safe.
Yep. Bye.
You got that.
Bye. Peace.
We out.